decent gloves on, and I think this is what we're going to talk about today, these gloves. You can read that on there. I've got a pair of Vallerets on my hand, and the good lady wife's also got a pair of Vallerets on her hand. Good morning, and we're out again. Nothing spectacular this morning, we just got up for a walk. I said we, look, Mrs. C's here, and at the moment we're stood next to some trees. The trees split, and it's resting against another tree, and it's been like it for a while, but it's creaking and making some weird noises. And we've got the ice below us, which is also making some noises. But yeah, we're stuck local again. We are literally out for a walk. Our daughter Lauren's not at work this weekend, so we've got a free weekend. She sent her home to her house, and I brought Mrs. C out. She's here, look, there she is. Managed to get up this morning. We got up for a sunrise because yesterday morning was absolutely amazing. Just turning around so you can see the tree behind me. But on our way to work, the sky was absolutely phenomenal. A really nice. Like when I was, like beginning of last year when we were at Bottomere Lake, and we got that beautiful ripply orange sky. It was like that. So we got up this morning. There was a little tinge of pinks and oranges and purples and that in the sky, but we couldn't find anywhere local that we could open up the sky to get a decent picture. So we just walked around, and I snapped a quick handheld shot across the lake, just so that I could see if I can get any pinky hues in it. But we've come to this little spot here at the moment. We're walking up another little part of the river, just to have a look and just to have a nose, just to find something a bit different. And we've got this lovely little patch here, all this ice. It's obviously frozen around. We've got wind chills of about -7 at the moment, so we've got decent gloves on. And I think this is what we're going to talk about today, these gloves. If you can read that on there, I've got a pair of Vallerets on my hand, and the good lady wife's also got a pair of Vallerets on her hand, and I think that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about these because Vallerret was kind enough to send us both a pair to have a look at. So that's what we'll do today. We'll talk about them. We're going to wear them around because it is really cold, and at the moment my hands are really toasty, so I'm quite impressed with them. And you can do some things with them which helps your photography. And the same as Mrs. C, she's got a pair down here that keeping her hands warm, and they're a nice lovely colour. They took a little time for her hands to warm up, didn't they?
I have really cold hands anyway.
But she suffers with cold hands, so.
But they're nice and toasty now.
They're getting
we've
toasty.
Walked around a bit, yeah. They are
right,
nice,
so
really nice.
That's what we're going to do. That's the plan for this morning. I know it's not going to be fantastic photography, but we are going to talk about these because why not? Everyone needs a decent pair of gloves. Right, we'll see you when we find some sort of a shot. We're going to have a look on this ice, but yeah, it's not about the photography. It's about being out for a walk. I think with me wife. How nice that is. She's left me on my own for so many weeks. Poor little sparrow, she says. Poor little sparrow me. Right, I'll speak to you in a little while. You playing with your batteries again? You can see Mrs. C's brought her camera out regularly. She's changing her batteries and fighting for one to try and find one that works.
Oh, look. The good test actually of a pair of gloves, especially in this weather, is that how easy it is to actually get into your camera bag without taking your gloves off and change your battery.
Yeah.
And I've managed to do that with just
one finger.
My pointy finger sticking out. So for that,
you like
that's actually a mega bonus because it's really cold today.
Yeah.
And as per the norm, haven't charged my batteries up. So as soon as
what
I get
a surprise!
The camera out, it's dead. So that's the first tip with Vallerret gloves for me. The fact that I can actually get into my camera bag, unclip it, change the battery, just one finger out.
One finger.
I'm impressed with that.
One finger, one thumb, one.
My hands are still warm, so
good.
Tick one.
Tick one.
I'm looking for something that, not a negative, but do you know what I mean? It's for me. It's when it's cold. There's too much to carry. I hate all that stuff. That's the side of photography I hate.
Yeah.
One finger, tick.
Right.
I'm pleased with that.
One finger tick.
Yeah.
As you noted, Denise was just saying then, and I'm sure you heard her, but I'm just making sure because I've got the mic away. She's got her camera out and she's looking at taking a picture of the ice, and she hates fuffing around with changing all her gear around and things like that. And the beauty with things like these Vallerrets, and as you can see by the way I've got my hand out now, is they've designed for photographers in mind, and this is what they're designed for. So she's managed to, with her gloves on, you can fold the finger back, and I'll show you all this in a moment. You can fold the finger back and the thumb back, and you can actually get your index finger and your thumb out, so you can operate your camera and pick up zips and get hold of zips and things like that. And these ones, these are the Mittens, and you can unzip the top of them, and they come with a pair of really nice inner gloves as well, so I can actually get my fingers and my thumbs out and operate the camera and operate you, as you can see with this hand as well. So my fingers are still relatively warm with my fingers sticking out, but I can actually use my hands, which is quite nice. So let's have a look at Denise. Let's go down and see what she's doing, because this should be about her today, not about me, and as I get whipped in the face by all these branches and things like that. So I'm going to flip you around and let's see what she's up to.
Right there, just round the bottom of the tree.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it?
The lines that are coming.
I even like this bit down here where the tree trunks lifted it up.
Yeah.
And it's all split.
The ice looks totally different.
Oh! What I don't want to be doing is throwing me throwing me cover for me camera. Thanks, dear. Just throwing me cover for me Osmo. Here she is. You can see what she's doing now. She's got her finger out the top of her glove, so she can actually feel the top of her camera.
If I was to be super, I can take
yeah.
my thumb out as well.
And they are actually magnetic as well. They've got magnets on the back, so you can fold them back and they stick to the magnets, which is quite a nice novel idea. Yeah, it just folds them back out of the way.
That one.
Yeah, but it just means you can operate your camera freely without having to take your gloves off, so you get two cold fingertips rather than all of them.
Yeah, which is a good thing, because at least you can do enough of them.
And yours are quite a nice colour as well. They're a nice grey, nice, quite ladylike. Look, she just took a picture. Is it a masterpiece?
Always.
Oh.
Let's go.
That's it. She's done. She's happy. I've actually got a bonus point for these as well, is that when the fingers down, on my other pair of Vallerrets, and I've got a pair like Denise's where just the fingers come out, they've got a metal badge on the back of the hand, so when it's cold and you wipe your nose on them, and I know you're not supposed to, but when you do, you catch that metal thing on them. But with these, they're not quite nice. But you know yourself, everybody does it. When it's cold, you're always wiping your nose on your gloves, aren't you? Let's face it. This is honest. This is honest Compton stuff. We don't mess around.
Other tissues are available.
Other tissues are available. Hey dear. I quite like that. It's quite pretty, isn't it?
It's just a shame that it's all messy with all the, the bits of wood and
yeah.
And things coming out. But even that one,
It does look good.
I like that one.
Yeah, the little
But
patterns.
you can't isolate that one enough.
No. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it'll look different from the other side as well, because the light's obviously coming through that way.
Maybe. But the light's reflecting on it at the moment, which is quite nice.
You can see the texture.
I might get my camera out and just take a couple of snaps and see if it makes anything of it. If not, I'm going to trample on it. Yee! Let's put this Osmo down and see if I can take some sort of a picture, because it's quite a nice, even if it's messy and disturbed. It looks pretty cool. So let's see what we can do. So what I'm doing is I'm just moving around with the camera and seeing what catches my eye. It is very messy. It's not a clean shot at all, but it's ice, and it's different, and it looks good because the way the branches are coming through the ice, and the way you can get these ice patterns and stuff. And down here you've got a branch underneath, which is obviously the water's dropped and the ice has fallen in, so it's all split. Denise is looking at the little ice patterns that I shot the other day when I went for a walk. I like that way down there, but I just can't get in there. It's just different. It's just interesting to see the ice. Maybe if I can focus through the gap. It's one of those things that it might look different when you get them on the computer. Quite difficult to get a decent one, but
Not if you look round.
not if you look round, she says. Not if you look round, she's told me. And I just want to crunch it all.
What I've just done. Get your camera to your eye, because at the minute your eye sees everything.
Yeah.
Your eye see everything. Get yourself down.
See, I've got a wide angle on today, so it's not that easy to pick up the little.
Look at your camera lens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely get your camera out and have a look. But you're working on about 55mm, aren't you? And I've got
Yeah.
I've got 10 to 24 on, so everything's a little bit wider. But yeah, as you can see, I've just had my camera out with my gloves on, and all I've got to do now is fold my fingers away, zip myself back up, like so, put my thumbs away, and I'm good to go with toasty hands. Right,
I'm going to have some hot chocolate.
hot chocolate time. I'm going to turn you off and we're going to have a drink. And the wind's picking up. I'm glad we're inside here, but the light's coming up now. The sun's out and the sun's really bright. Yeah, that tree won't come down.
Tree.
But the light's on the trees now, so it won't be long before a bit of sunlight catches us and warms us up a bit. Yeah, it's all over the back there as well, isn't it?
Mm.
You alright there with your hot chocolate?
Yeah.
I made her a nice hot chocolate this morning. Aren't I a good husband? Right, so I found myself a shot down here, and it's pretty cool. Got some beautiful lines in it, and see, you can see, you can get your camera out with your gloves on. How fantastic is that? And I'm not too worried about the horizon line being level on it, but the lines in the ice are fantastic. You got this little twig sort of leading your eye through the image a little bit, and the light's behind it, so you're getting these nice reflections and a little bit of colour, to be honest. It's almost got a little bit of a warm colour to the top of the image, and cool colour at the bottom. But I like the lines and the shapes. And with this, like I say, I'm not too worried about the horizon line being dead level on the camera, because there's no real need to. But just ice is fantastic. Got some beautiful, beautiful patterns. It really does look good. So I'm going to take one shot in the horizontal, because it's got the line leading in from the left. Handheld, no timer today. Everything's handheld. I've got my little mini tripod on my back, but I'm not necessarily using it. But I've got it anyway. Yeah, that's nice. It's a shame it's all smashed up over there, but kids and people throw things in, don't they? And I know I tend to do it as well. So, right, let me just spin you around and show you what I was looking at. As you can see down here, just stand up a bit more, see these lovely stripy patterns coming in there, and that nice little bit of twig that was leading me back across to the other stripy patterns, and you've got these nice shadows and reflections coming in from the top end. So you've got this warmer part of the image up there and the cooler part of the image down the bottom there. But that was the scene I was looking at. That's what I've got. Now I'm going to go back over here, and because I've been bent down, I'm going to pull my trousers up because I think my arse is hanging out. No, it's not, I'm just being rude. Sorry. She'll tell me off. It is. It's not. I'm just going to need to pull my trousers up because my belly's pushed them down.
I'm not even going to
and
attempt to pull them up for you.
I know, I've got that many layers on. Yeah, I'm going to pull my trousers up and we're going to go for a bit more of a walk so we can find something else for you to take a picture of. But isn't it nice having Mrs. C's smiling face out here, keeping me in check? A bit more like, well, this is what I needed. This is what I needed. Right.
Aww.
Ah, bless. Gives a kiss, you. Right, we're off. We're going to go and I'm going to have a drop of coffee, pull me trollops up, and and we're going to go for a walk. Oh, tuck myself in. Everything's hanging out.
Oh, no.
That's better. Right. Breathe in. Let's go.
You managed to do all that with your gloves on.
I did. All that with my gloves on. Let's put my fingers away. Like that.
I've actually got quite a lot of glove here as well.
I've got an awful lot of glove here, yeah. An awful lot of glove, but they're really good because all your fingers are in here now. Can't feel my fingers, but they're all inside. So yeah, they work really well. Come on, let's go.
I hate to say but it's hot chocolate is nearly gone.
I think I might have a branch attached to me.
Me, your top.
Got branches attached. This is a tiny little woodland. You wouldn't think so when you're looking through the camera and you're walking through it.
That sound of ice.
The ice on your feet and the dry ground, yeah, it sounds great. That's the ice over there, so we'll walk over there and see what it looks like from the other side. Just saying, walking through the leaves, and it's a tiny little bit of woodland. It's not very big at all, but it's just nice having a little look around and exploring your local area a bit more. I found a couple more walks that I'm going to look at and try, and even though this ground's solid, it's starting to go a bit softer underfoot now, but she's over there, she's exploring over there, and I need to go that direction without getting stuck in some of this boggy stuff. Ah! Oh, I've dropped my thing off the top of my tripod. Let me get it. I'll be back. What else can we say about these gloves, apart from they're great for wiping your nose on? Number one, mine are warm. Mine come with, let me just show you, I'll give the camera to Mrs. C, just take that for a moment. Right, so we've got mittens, and you can see we've got these fingers that fold over and everything's nice and snug inside. But the idea with these is you can get your thumbs out, which is quite nice, and they've got these little magnets on the back so they actually stay stuck back out the way. And at the moment I've got my inner gloves on, and you can unzip your inner gloves, your outer gloves. There's a little popper on them, you can pop them back so it keeps your fingers out, and I can use my fingers now. The other thing I like with these, you can zip them back up again, it's easy to use your teeth. We've got a little leather strap on them, and what I like about these as well, and this is a fantastic idea, one, you can do them up tight. You can do them up tight with these wrist straps, so they're never going to come off your wrist, which is quite a good thing. What I like about these is I can take them off with my inner gloves and I can let go of them. So if I was actually messing around and needed my hands out, you know, to do anything or have a sandwich or whatever it is I'm going to do with my hands, my gloves are hanging on my wrists, and they come with these little elastic wrist straps, which are absolutely fantastic. So my gloves are never going to end up on the floor or hooked on the tree back there, and while I walk off and leave them behind, because these are not the sort of things you want to be leaving behind. Now I will add that I've put a little metal catch on there. That's only so I can clip them both together. They come with a little plastic one, but I like these little metal ones. I've had these for years on my gloves and little things to stop them from disappearing. Got one on there, stop my microphone from falling off. So these are great for just keeping everything. Now they do come with a zip on the back. Now this zip to me almost feels a waste of time, but it's great to keep a little memory card in. And someone actually told me online the other day, if you put your glove warmers, you can get these little glove warmers, these heaters, if you drop them in the back of your gloves, they're really good. And I can see Mrs. C looking at me now thinking, oh, what a nice idea that is. So you might be able to get little hand warmers, tuck them in the back of there. Now what they have got is a little tripod wrench or a spanner. All it is like a little screwdriver thing, and that lives inside there. It's in all the Vallerret gloves. Never used it, but yeah, we've got a little zip on both sides. Like I say, so if you wanted to put a little hand warmer in the back there, they would keep your hands really toasty. These are the inner gloves. They're nice and warm. They're really soft, nice and warm, and they've got touch sensitive fingers on them. So if I want to get my camera out or my phone out, I can operate my phone with these touch sensitive finger pads on my index finger and my thumb, so they work really well. And of course they've got Vallerret written down on, which is quite nice. So yep, I like that. I like this idea that I can get my gloves off and I can get my hands back in, because it's really cold. And I'm going to lose my gloves, and I'm not going to leave them lying around, because there's nothing worse than getting home and realise you've only got one glove in your pocket instead of two. So yeah, I'll go for that. Quite like them. They've got a nice cuff as well. It goes up underneath your sleeves, which are really quite good. So as far as I'm concerned, nice and toasty. So I'm going to spin you around now, and I'm going to let Mrs. C have a talk, and I'm going to give her the microphone as well, so you can actually hear her, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about the ladies version that she's got there. So yeah, let's get your fingers out first, otherwise I'm going to end up dropping the camera.
When these first arrived, we took them out of the bag. My first impressions were, oh, they're quite nice, they're quite stylish. Sometimes I think as ladies we get forgotten and we end up with just smaller versions of what the men have. But I think that they've put a little bit more thought into, you know, just changing the colours and just making them a little bit more stylish for the ladies. And then you turn them over and you look underneath, and at first I thought, that looks a bit messy, but it's actually not. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually a design on the bottom of the glove, which is a house and some mountains and things, which is actually quite nice. You know, I quite like that idea. Have you got the same on yours?
No, I've got something different on mine. It looks like I've got a cameraman holding the camera.
Ah, well, I actually quite like that design. A little cottage. So that's two. The third thing that I noticed was, apart from hitting myself, you've got like a sewn elasticated bit there, which fits quite nice and snug. So there's no cold. No cold actually gets down to your hands. And I have only got little hands, and like I say, I do feel the cold quite easily in my fingers, and especially in my thumb. Every now and again the circulation just goes in there and I end up with a pure white thumb. So as yet that hasn't happened. Alright, I've still got a pink thumb, so that's quite good. I've still got the same, let me take my finger out. I've still got the same thing that Paul has in the back of his for your tripod.
Tripod wrench.
The tripod wrench, which is always handy. That'll stop me from mithering Paul.
Works like a screwdriver, doesn't it?
Yeah. See, this is the test now, whether I can get it back in with, and it's going in. It's just, my hands are a bit cold, but there you go. Back in. Make sure it's all in. And zip back up again. So that's with just one little bit of finger. So I'm quite pleased with that. Overall, I'm quite happy with those. I think they've thought about the design for ladies. They've thought about the, you know, keeping your hands warm. And I know they're more expensive than most gloves, but you are going to get what you pay for.
Definitely. Yeah.
So for me,
what's the fit like?
The fit when I first put them on, the bits at the end of the finger, you know, where you can obviously expose your fingers, that was quite tight. When the very first time I put them on, I thought, blimey, yeah. But we've been out today for what, an hour or so, and they're already given a little bit. So you know that I've had it on and off my finger, and they've stretched a little bit. So get a bit.
I don't know. You got a mic. Everyone can hear you. Shh. Don't say anything too rude.
It's all right.
Right. So yeah, that's basic review. Basic look at the gloves. Fingers come down on these ones. You've got the thumb and index finger, and like I said, there's a nice pattern on the inside, and I've got a pattern on mine. Mine looks like a dude with a camera. So you can see that in there, but it looks like there's a dude with a camera. But they're designed for grip, so they've got this rubber grip, so that when you're holding things, you can't actually let go.
Yeah,
but yeah, they've got a rubber
good
grip on them, so they're really grippy.
There's only one thing I would actually say, and this is what I said to you around there. Obviously, it's colder today here. We're not normally used to this kind of temperature, this cold. So something for Vallerret to think about, because me all the time I'm going to be doing that.
I think they're designed more for
to get my finger and thumb out. So that would be
put a bit of extra level
an extra bit of something
to dig your teeth
in.
Just to
be able to do that.
And we did notice one thing with yours. I mentioned about being able to clip mine together. The only thing with these ladies' ones is they haven't got that little plastic clip. There's no way of actually clipping the gloves together and keeping them as a pair.
But you could put the magnets
the magnets
together.
do stay together, but yeah, it'd be nice just to be able to, like on most gloves, you can just have a little bit of a clip that clips them together. But that's really minor, that is. But they're a nice fit. They look great on her, and it's
that's the bit that
she does struggle with gloves because she's got tiny little hands, and I've got short fingers. These are actually designed. If you go on when you're ordering. They have a really good sizing chart. You actually measure. You measure the size of your hands, don't you? Around your hand, around your palm, and you measure the length of your index finger to the bottom of your palm. So you can actually measure your hands, and you get the gloves to fit. These are the gloves the size I asked for. I think yours were a small, and mine were a large, I think. And I've got short fingers, and the inner gloves fit absolutely fantastic, and even the outer gloves. When I put the outer gloves on, my fingers, there's not tons and tons of room that everything's flapping around, but there's enough room to have the air circulation. So sizing chart seems to work really well. I'm quite pleased with that, because I do struggle getting the right size gloves with my slightly wider hands and stumpy little fingers. They're more like paws, aren't they? But sausages. That's enough of us waffling. We need to go and find another picture, or at least get a walk, because I'm getting cold standing here now.
Yeah, that wind is... I'm more worried about...
That tree.
That tree is creaking like anything.
Creaking and doing all sorts. But yeah. Let's go for a walk. Straight up and over. Yeah. We're actually on a bit of another walk. We haven't been this way. We've only ever been this way once, but this is part of the Riverside Loop or Nantwich Loop, and it brings you across a couple of fields by the lake where we were just now, which is only over there. But this field has always got cows in it. As you know, cows are fine as long as they stay away. But you know what it's like when you're in a cow field. It's always a bit hairy. So I'll speak to you when I get to the other side of the cows and behind the other gate, because they do tend to watch you and look at you, don't they? And it's really quite eerie. And I was never really worried about them until she got me worried about them, because she's got a story to tell one day. Got the size of these hooves.
Exactly.
God, yeah. Big hoof prints, and we've got to go and walk up next to them. Great. He is just giving me the over the eye. Is it? You'll be alright.
Before we go through the gate, just turn round and have a look at that big bull.
There's a bull in the field. Just he's got his eye on us. He's looking down the field at the moment, but he's alright. He's pretty harmless. But yeah, we don't like the bulls, do we really? Okay. But it is actually a public walk, you know, a public walkway. That is the pathway through. So you're going to try and get a picture. He's on a walk. He's going for a walk now. Oh, you want this one? She's going for it. She's getting her camera out. Oh, she's took her glove off. Oh no, it's a fail. What are you doing? It is cold. It's freezing on my nose. Get a picture of the moo-moo. Look at her, bless. She's gone in to get a picture of the cow. Ever so brave. What's the wind like? Oh, the wind's blowing against this microphone. It's so windy just here. Man, it's so bitterly cold. My nose is frozen. Right, so there's the wife taking a picture. So I'm going to put this camera away, because it's really quite windy on my old nose. My nose is frozen. It really is frozen. Poor little buggers, they stand in that all day, don't they? Right. These are so toasty and warm, they really are. and she seems to be happy with hers as well, so thank you to Vallerret for sending us them. Been really, really good. And yeah, I'll drop a link in the bottom in the description below for these, and a link in the description for did she move? She moved, she's come running back. Give you the evil eye. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description below for these. I've forgotten the name of them, but they've obviously been up on the screen as I've been going along. They've both got their both unique names, but yeah, Vallerret, thank you very much for them. And yeah, I think I'm going to end the video now. Go home. I know it wasn't about photography, it's more about these, but hey ho, you can't keep taking pictures every time we go for a walk. Why are you saying that? I reckon I got a couple of good ones of the ice, so I think we'll be all right. I think the ice was probably quite a nice little treat, to be honest. So yeah, till next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully one day we'll get a really good video again with some adventures and something exciting. We are going to go for a couple more walks, maybe one this afternoon and definitely tomorrow morning, so see you next time maybe. Till then, ciao for now. Bye.
That is cold with your finger out, I'm telling you.
She's cold.